Do you ever feel spiritually awakened yet still tired, stretched, confused, or overwhelmed by daily life? You're not failing, you're transforming in real time. Healing isn't only in meditation, it's in how you move through your mornings, your reactions, your pauses, your decisions, your rest, your care. Spirit is walking with you in the everyday. Let's see what support is here for you now. Okay. Welcome, Divine Collective. Welcome back to my channel, Oracle Rose Healing Tarot, where we're talking about living in reality while spiritually healing and being on a spiritual healing journey. That's because life is not only made of spiritual breakthroughs, it's made of mornings, work, bills, family, emotions, routines, and choices, and just everything. However, this reading is here to support that version of you that's growing spiritually while living a real life, holding your responsibilities down, standing on business, being emotionally balanced, and walking through your healing journey one day at a time. You don't need to abandon the physical world to connect to the divine. You can breathe, heal, pray, and rise right where you are. Your everyday life is sacred, your pace is holy, and your progress is real. So, we're going to get this reading done today. But before we get started, as you always know, I like to do a prayer so we can just go ahead and get right in, okay? So, mind your ears, here comes the bell. I give thanks to the most high divine spirit for being here and for surrounding us with healing energy and for guiding today's messages. And by the grace of the Most High and the Holy Spirit, this space is filled with love, peace, light, and all energies that do not serve our highest good are transmuted into love, healing, and renewing energy. Now let's step into this reading together. All right. Well, I'm so glad you are here. We're going to do a reality reading because, we've been really in our 5D in all the readings that I've done so far. And I wanted to just step back into the 3D because what's going to happen is that you're going to be teetering between both. Okay. And so let me just go ahead and get a cut on the card here. On the deck, I'm going to be using a regular tarot deck. And then I have an oracle deck out here. Um, I'll find the name of it, but I think it's Life Happens or something like that. All right. I just want to let you guys know. Remember that all readings here are general, so take what lights you up, toss the rest over your shoulder for the universe to recycle. And these readings are also timeless. So if you're watching this is a perfect moment for you to get the message. Okay. All right. So let's just get a reading. This reading here, I've called this one, let's see, Living Lightly and Living Fully. And the first question now for Spirit or our guided tarot reading is what daily stresses or daily stress needs attention for the divine collective? So, okay. So we're going to ask Spirit, and what came out here is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, as you know, is a major arcana card. Okay. Number 10 out here. And in coming out in reverse, that's delays and maybe your resistance to change, and you feel like you're in a bad luck cycle in your current reality. Okay. And we're gonna have our days where things are not gonna always go right. We're not gonna be able to have the day that we want all the time. However, um, if if you feel overwhelmed or if overwhelm appears, just simplify. One thing of it at a time is holy. You don't have to sit there and try to multitask or grind your gears or go crazy or any of these things that people are trying to convince you that you'll be living a full life if you burn your candle at both ends. Okay. Identify one priority each morning. That's it. Set a goal for yourself. You'll feel accomplished. And don't make it hard because this is not an obstacle course. Life is going to external energies, outside energies, spiritual warfare is always already going to give you enough adversity. So you're going to have to go light with yourself and treat yourself like a VIP. Okay. Now we're going to ask Spirit, what emotional patterns are affecting the routine of the collective? Spirit, what emotional patterns are affecting the routine of the collective? Let's ask Spirit. Oh, oh wow. And that jumped on the floor here, but I got it, and we got a Five of Pentacles. A Five of Pentacles. So the question here is, what emotional patterns are affecting the routine? Okay. And so when you look at a Five of Pentacles, you're looking at financial constraints. So you might have a victim mentality. Okay. So, yeah. And you might be feeling like a victim due to your financial constraints. All right. So basically, what I'm going to say here is that you're not alone. Not when it comes to something like that, you know. Not when it comes to dealing with dealing, and I'm sorry about the camera movement. I'm just trying to get, everything situated here. I thought it was before I started, but um you're not alone, especially in this economy. Okay. So we know that, dealing with financial constraints can be a problem. But being a victim in victim mentality is a choice. Okay. You don't have to be a victim. That's not what you want. And if irritability or avoidance shows up, then softness is needed. Be gentle with yourself. You're not a victim, because you know how I know you're not a victim, because you've already gotten through 100% of the things that you've gotten through up until today. And you've gotten through some things that no one around you have gotten through. And you did that. You did that. You buckled down, you pressed down, and you stayed true to yourself, and you showed up for yourself. Okay? So pause and name a feeling before reacting. Okay? And if you feel like you're being a victim, you got to remember to turn that situation around. You are never a victim. You are a victor. Okay? You are. All right. So we're going to ask Spirit, what drains the collective's energy the most? Spirit, what is draining collective's energy the most as we're going on this healing journey and trying to deal with reality? What is draining the energy the most? And I've had cards jump all over the table. We're gonna put them back in because I had that's too many. All right, let's just see. Let's get one more out. And Spirit says the Magician. A major arcana card. It was kind of come out in the reverse. But the Magician as a major arcana card, as a draining energy, could be you might be overexerting your skills or your willpower or your resourcefulness in your daily reality. You may be doing too much. Okay, you could be. That's probably why I was trying to come out in the reverse. Okay. You could be doing too much, especially if you're coming out of this kind of energy here. We had started out with the wheel in the reverse, we're feeling like, there's delays and a resistance to change, or just being in a cycle of bad luck. And then we go into the Five of Pentacles, and Spirit is saying, here you are just doing way too much. You concerned in that victim mentality and concerned about financial constraints. But now we're back over here with the major arcana, which is the Magician card here. And we're saying here, you gotta watch yourself around your manifestations, your willpower, how you're using your skills, how you're doing any of that. Okay. All right. Just change cycles. If any of that is causing you pause. All right. Now you can spot emotional or time leaks and correct them. Okay. And that's going to help you get away with things that are draining your energy. Okay. If you're being over resourceful or giving up too much skill. All right. A daily energy inventory. Think about it. What feels heavy versus what feels light in your life. Remember, you're going to always feel lighter as your vibration goes higher. You're not going to be feel weighed down in this dense 3D world and all the little things and all the little energies just weighing you down and feel like you're pulling from the inside. Okay. And so that's a good thing, because the next question is, what strengthens collective day to day? That's what we're going to be asking Spirit. What is strengthening the collective day to day, Spirit? Please assist us with a message on what is strengthening us daily. And we have, well, I got a Three of Cups in reverse. Okay. So if it's reversed, okay, and it's a Three of Cups, then what we're basically talking about being feeling misaligned. Misaligned with friends. You might be overindulging in your daily reality. All right. And so spirit is, and we're healing. So in that overindulgent energy, if you're starting to feel lost in your habits, you're gonna have to start small, you know, because peace grows in minutes and not hours. So if whatever you're overindulging in, you're gonna have to start backing away from it, um, you know, a little at a time. Just like many other people, years ago, I used to smoke. I used to smoke nicotine, and it was not good for me. And at some point, I don't remember how I started, but I do remember how I stopped. And it took spirit to help me stop. I remember taking it to my altar and saying, I don't want to smoke anymore. And I put in the work to go into smoking cessation. All right. And it's been nearly a decade now. It's been over 8 years. So I'm proud of myself. And I tell you that because you can do anything in your reality that you put your mind to. Okay. Commit to one grounding ritual. All right. Especially when you're trying to change something in your reality. You can start with a prayer, you can start with stillness, or you can use breath work. Breath work is always that's that where you inhale, take a big deep breath, and then inhale it for like 6 seconds, and then you exhale for like four. And what that does is calm your nervous system in a way that's almost like rocket speed. Okay. And then once you're centering yourself, you're able to think clearly. You can at least tap into some clarity in that moment, in the present moment. Okay. Now we're going to be asking Spirit, where is Spirit asking you to soften it up? Okay. So let's see, Spirit, where do we need to soften? And it came out of Ten of Swords in reverse. Jump right out of the deck. Okay. And so we're dealing with swords, and as you already know, swords is could be what it is, but in reverse, this could be um, something going domestically. You may be feeling unstable in your home life. You may be feeling unstable in your home environment. It could have anything. So you might want to take some time to, clear your space out, perhaps. You know, you could be feeling uh, like, you're not getting using your full potential. um you know so keep in mind what spirit is saying around this card here, because what spirit is telling you about this ten of swords in reverse is that if resistance arises, your nervous systems need reassurance, not force. Okay. Even in reality, you're not going to force yourself into a healing. You're going to reassure yourself that you are healing. You're going to reassure yourself that whatever you're dealing with in the daily moment, um, that you're fine. Okay. And a technique that you can use for this is you can replace self pressure with self kindness. I always tell my children, my daughters, I always tell them, be gentle with yourself. Okay. The whole world is already going to give you enough. It's going to give you enough every which way. This world going to cut up on you. And it's so you owe it to yourself to be gentle to yourself. You love you before you expect for anybody else to. Okay. And that's going to start with how kind you treat yourself, how gentle you are with yourself, how forgiving you are with yourself, how you believe in yourself, how you're proud of yourself, how you compliment yourself. These things are important, especially in daily reality. Okay. All right. So we're going to experience, Spirit is saying here Soften up. Okay. Don't resist, because resistance is going against yourself. All right. Now we're going to ask Spirit, Spirit, where should we act on this? All right. The next question is, Spirit, where is Spirit asking the collective to act? Okay. And this one tried to jump out on me, the Queen of Wands. Okay. Spirit said, get into that Queen of Wands energy if you want to. Okay. The Queen of Wands energy. All right. We're going to be talking about magnetism and confidence. Okay. You're going to be expressing yourself. You know, you sitting over there, you're going to have to, in reality, you're going to stand your ground. You're going to speak your truth. You're going to do it with compassion and love and kindness. You're going to keep your nervous system intact, and you're going to do your breath work. All right. In this Queen of Wands, energy. All right. And so, where Spirit is asking you to act is momentum is building. All right. You're ready to take the small, consistent steps. Nobody said you had to go from step 1 to step 25. No, small, consistent steps. You can do step 2.25, a fourth of a step, a fifth of a step. It's whatever your healing journey is. Okay. You actually get to determine how quickly or how slowly you go, and you get to balance it out. You only have to stay aware of yourself, or stay aware of your spiritual needs, and commit to yourself and commit to your journey. Okay. Now, we're as you always know, in this journey, we're going to be dealing with others, so we have to have our boundaries up. So, what boundaries support the energy? We're going to be asking Spirit, what boundaries are supporting this kind of energy in reality? Spirit, what kind of boundaries are supporting this energy in reality? And Spirit says, all right, so you have an Ace of Swords here. Okay. And in your Ace of Swords energy, you're supported in the exciting new starts. Okay. Mental clarity. I'm sorry. You're excited in your mental clarity and truth and communication. Okay. Because swords is all about communication. And in reality, if you stay authentic, okay, your mental clarity is going to stay intact as well. Because it's nothing more than a fool trying to remember all their lies. All right. So in reality, you're going to deal with yourself authentically, you're going to deal with others authentically, and you're going to stand your ground, and you're going to express through love and compassion. All right. And you're going to feel fine when you're doing it. I guarantee you. I do. I guarantee. All right. Because Spirit is saying that um, you know, with this card here, we were asking what boundaries support the energy and the mental clarity energy here. You are learning healthy boundaries, and this is emotional maturity. Okay. And a lot of people they underestimate, they think every uh, term that they hear is some pseudo psycho colloquialism or wording that's been put out. But no, these are things that have been going on since the test of time. There's nothing new under the sun. I guarantee you, our parents went through this and our grandparents went through this. They were calling it something else. All right. All I'm really doing is sharing what I've been taught here that's helped me grow tremendously, helped me manifest with ease, and also has given me a clear mindset and an abundance mindset. And to me, all that feels like good news. So this is why we here at Oracle Rose Healing Tarot participate in our own rescue, because we all have these gifts on the inside of us. Okay. All right, so we're going to be asking Spirit, what habits empower peace? What habits empowers the peace of the collective? Um, Spirit, what habits? We got to get some good habits. We got to replace the old with the new, and we're going to be asking Spirit. Okay, so what habits empowers the peace? And oh, hold on, drop the card here, but it came out in the upright. Ah, Knight of Wands. A Knight of Wands is not, it depends on how you look at it, okay? But a Knight of Wands energy is a fast start, inspired actions, and you probably feel intense about it too. Okay, you're ready to go. You're ready to get on the move now. Okay, and so in this here, these habits, taking action, are the habits that's going to empower your peace. Okay, you're going to have to take action toward anything when it comes to you, because you are a VIP in your own life. And so, therefore, anything that has anything to do with you is top notch and top priority. All right. And so, this card is telling us, Spirit is saying that you are learning healthy boundaries. Okay. And this is emotional security. You've been in this Knight of Wands energy. All right, and that's going to help you out. And some of the things you can do, think about it, create like a daily 5-minute reset moment. You know that reset button that was going around on one of those commercials for a while? Hit the reset, hit the reset. You're going to have a mental reset, especially in this reality, coming up against everything that we come up against. So just get ready. Okay. All right. And so we also want to know too, what blessings grow through consistency. All right. We're going to be asking Spirit, what blessings grow through consistency? And we already know, if you've been following me on this journey, you're probably feeling a heck of a lot better than what you started, especially if you've been incorporating some of the messages into your daily life. All right. And so this is what we have. We have a Knight of Cups. All right. And so the question is, what blessings grow through consistency? All right. And as you already know, cups is full of emotions and everything. And the Knight of Cups means that love and hopeful for the best. Okay. And that's what's going to happen when you thank you, Spirit, for this message. When you finally buckle down, hone down, and see that this is real, that your spiritual journey is as real as reality can get, you're going to realize in this energy, you're going to be full of love. You're going to be expressing love, receiving love. You're going to be hopeful for the best. Okay. And that's all we can really need in reality, the audacity to hope. I think that was the whole premise in which number 44 ran off of. 44, 45. Okay. Well, anyway, back to the reading. All right. And so the final message for a balanced daily living. Spirit, what is our final message for a balanced daily living? Okay. What do you have for us, Spirit? Give us a message for our balanced daily living in this reality life. And Spirit says the hangman, but it came in reverse. Okay. And so that hangman in reverse, let's just see, when we're talking about the major arcana, the hangman, all right, we are in any reversed energy, we're talking about stalling, fear of sacrifice, refusing to change views, okay? But in this sense, I'm gonna read it here in this reality reading, is that the final message is that you don't need to be in this. You don't have to move in this type of energy when it comes to being in the hanged man. Okay. You don't have to be in this type of energy because, number one, in reality, it's up to you. Okay. It's up to you. You can use your imagination. Okay. You can use your dreams. You can use your intuition and anything that you receive from divine to move for a new balanced daily life, okay? And if doubt remains, healing is happening quietly. It ain't jumping out like, hey, I'm here. One day you're going to wake up and you just going to feel better. Your head is not going to be hurting. Your thoughts are not going to be running through your mind and feeling like they got on a size 15 LeBron shoe. You know, you're just going to be feeling at peace, and you're going to know, you're going to hear divine more clearly, and you're going to be co-creating and manifesting. You rise gently and consistently. Okay. And that's what you need to know. Now, I'm going to pull out an oracle card deck here. I forget which one this is, but since we were doing about reality, I thought it would be fun to get some of these oracle cards and just see which messages that we can pull from, and then I'll ask spirit what they may mean. So let's just see here. Inner strength. Okay. So in regards to reality, what this is telling me, you're going to have to draw from inside. Even though you're going to be dealing with everything outside of you, part of dealing with reality is how you respond to it and how you integrate with it, and how you actually how you integrate with reality and how you deal with it. And it's going to take a lot of inner strength. Okay. All right. Let's see what else that we can get out of here as an oracle message. Um, Unexpected blessings. And we were talking about that here. So, yes, thank you, Spirit, for this message. In reality, expect unexpected blessing. Always expect the unexpected. Expect change, expect the unexpected, and expect miracles. Okay? Expect the best. All right? We never claim that something is not the best until it's actually occurring. We don't waste our energy uh, or thought process thinking about things that have not occurred. We do not entertain the spirit of fear, and so therefore we always expect the best. Okay, every day is your birthday. Okay, it's whatever you want, collective. All right, and so woosa. That's what spirit says. Meditate. You see how she just sitting up down that mountain in that cosmic beauty, all them beautiful colors. Look at that up there. Then you can like see it just goes on, just serene. Mm, yes, your reality can be woosah moments all the time. Spirit say you can have it. It's for you. Okay. I just want to remind you, collective, you don't need to rush your healing. You don't need to have it all figured out either. You know, you are learning to live, breathe, and rise with grace, just like the rest of us. Peace is built in small moments, all right? Progress is lived, it's not forced. And your everyday life is becoming a sacred space. And you are doing beautifully. I want to congratulate you if nobody else is. You know what I mean? And I just want to tell you that, okay? So I just want to say thank you guys for being here with me. I hope that this reading has helped you in ways that it has helped me. I'm always willing to share. And I'm so grateful you were here with me today. Every like, every share, every new subscriber helps this little community of light grow and reach more hearts that need healing. If this message spoke to you, please support the channel so we can keep spreading love and guidance together. Okay. I thank you for being here. And until next time, keep walking in your light. Have a great day.